Hi everyone, welcome to another interesting tutorial. I'm Dami of Exclusive Couture. Today in our class we'll be learning how to draft this beautiful overbust bustier top with deep plungy neck and scallop neckline. So if this is what you are looking at to learn, please stick to the end of the tutorial. So this is what we got at the end of the tutorial. So please don't forget to like, comment and also share the tutorial. If you are joining us for the first time today, thank you for joining us. If you are here to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we have new tutorial. For returning subscribers, thank you for always coming back. If you'd like to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. So thank you for joining us today and let's get started. So for the drafting now, I have my pattern paper ready now. So we'll start by inputting all our vertical measurements. So we have the starting point here, which is going to be the shoulder line. So from there you measure your chest line. So to get the chest line is your shoulder divided by 2 plus 1 inch, then the bust point, the under bust, the waistline. So from the waistline now you step down by 5 inches, which is going to be tentatively the length of our corset. So you have it marked out there. So once you are done, you continue to extend the lines out as seen like this. So you can start inputting your measurements now. On the shoulder line, your shoulder divided by 2, you mark it also on the chest line. You connect the two lines together. That is going to be for the armhole. So on that armhole line, you step down by 1 inch from the shoulder line and connect it to 3 inches neck width for our shoulder slope. So on the bust line, you are going to be imputing your front bust measurement. You mark it on the bust line. You do the same thing, mark the same bust measurements on the waist and also on the under bust. Then you connect it together. As always, the difference in the bust and the under bust and the waist is what we'll be using as our dart. So you measure your bust pan measurement down to the hem and you connect it together. Okay, so now you go ahead to measure your waist measurements, exact waist measurements. You have it here. Then you do the same thing for the underbust. So the difference you have, you'll be using it for your underbust contouring and also for the waist. So you just divide it on both sides and mark it on both sides of our bust pan measurement. So that is going to be for our dart, which is going to be stopping ½ inch before the bust point. So whatever you have on your waistline, you make sure that you extend it also to the length of the hem of the top like this. Then you do your underbust contouring, so make sure that your lines are perfect. Then you connect it back to the waistline as seen like this. So whatever yours is, just make sure that you use it. So for the bust, that is going to be 1.5. That is the difference between the front half length and the back half length. The armhole, you divide it into 2, you step down by 1, then you go in by 1 inch for a perfect armhole curve. So you have this out like this also. So the next thing now is to impute our hip measurements. So I have the dart of 2.25, so I mark my hip divided by 4 plus the dart that we used. So you connect it back to the waist. So on the stencil front of this top now, there is an extension that we have here. So I used 5 inches, but when I was done cutting and I tried to join it together, I noticed that it was a bit shorter. So you can use like 6 inches for that extension, depending on how long you want it to be. On the hem line, I step up by 1 inch, which you are going to be connecting to the front extension that we had. And also I extended my dart to that point, which will be closing by the time we want to join that part together. The next thing to do now is to mark out the neckline. So from my waistline, I'll be stepping up by 1.5 inches. That is where we have that deep neck, the diamond shape we have there. That is where it stops. So I'll be marking at 1.5 inches from the waistline. You can go up by 2 if you don't want it to be that deep, so you mark it that. So on that point again, you go out by 0.75. So by the time you open it and mirror it, it will have 1.5 inches. Alright, so I'll be using my pencil first to be able to correct all the mistakes that I will be making. So I'll be starting with pencil, then highlight it later. So on the chest line, I'll go in by 0.5 inch. On the armhole area, you divide whatever you have on your armhole by 2. So we'll be using the midpoint for the neckline. So we'll be connecting these lines together like this. So you connect from the armhole part to that chest line, and everything will be ended from that 1.5 that will step up from the waistline. We have like a diamond shape around that part. All right, so the difference we have, the distance we have between the bust line and the chest line, you divide it by 2, you get the midpoint. So that part also will be is important in our drafting. So I went in by 0.5 also on that part. Please follow closely as I'm marking each of these points out like this. So on the under bust line, you go in by 1.25 or 1.5. So by the time you mirror it, you have like 2.75 or 3 inches there. So now once we have marked out all of these lines now, so we'll be connecting all of the points together from the armhole. So you can use your free hand, or you go ahead to use your curve rule to have a perfect connection around that point. Please follow closely as I'm joining the points together. So then from the chest line, bust line, you connect it to that point, the midpoint. Then you connect it to the under bust line to have that diamond shape on the under bust area. So you have this now. Then you connect it to 1.5 inches above the waistline like this. So that's going to give us the diamond effect. So with this now, we can go ahead to do the scallop drawing. So for the scallop side now, I'm not going to be giving you like this is how to do it. You just watch what I'm doing, then you are going to be using the picture as your guideline, right? So there's no specific drawing. You can just let your creativity work around this part. So after a lot of cleaning, I was able to come up with this. So this is the final one I'll be using for the scallop neckline. So I just went ahead now to highlight it out so that we'll have the neckline we are working with. So after this now, we'll go ahead to do the tightening, overbust tightening, to avoid gaping of the neckline. So for the tightening now, you have the difference you have on your shoulder line, divide it by 2, you get the midpoint, and you connect it back to the bust point like this. So that is the line we'll be using for our tightening. So on both sides now, I'll be tightening it by 0.75 on both sides of the line, so as to avoid gaping on that part. So you just go ahead and connect both lines together as seen like this. So once you are done connecting now, to be sure that the lines will be equal, you just go ahead and close your darts. The dart leg like this, you close it, so you'll be able to redraw the scallop on that part. So please take notes, make sure you close it and redraw the scallop line on that part like that. So once you are sure that everything is perfect now, then we are done with that part. So for the upper part on the armhole, you'll be blending it down from the 4 inches down to the armhole line. For the hemline, before we mark it out, you have to close your darts first. So you cut out the excess we have there, then go ahead to cut out the dart. To close the dart, the reason for this is just to make sure that by the time you cut out the darts, both sides are equal. So from the 1 inch you step up, you'll be connecting it to the 4 inches extension that we made on this part. Please don't use 4 inches if you want yours to be longer than this. So you connect it. So here I have to recheck the design we are working with to know how the shape of it is. So here I just reshaped it to go with the original design that we are trying to replicate. So once you have this now, you can go ahead to cut it out. So now that we are done, we can go ahead to cut out the pattern. But I am making the full front, so I'm trying to duplicate the dart line on the other side, so I'll be able to close the bust darts on the other side also. So now we'll go ahead to cut it out. If this tutorial has been helpful, please comment, share the tutorial, and also give this video a thumbs up. When you react to tutorials like this, it makes YouTube to push my tutorials to people that will actually also need it too. So please, let's engage my tutorial. And if you are yet to subscribe, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime you have new tutorials. Also, if you have any question on the tutorial, you can always drop the question in the comment section. And also, if you want to join my WhatsApp group, the link will be in the description box. So this is what we have for the front bodies after cutting it out. I cut mine on fold so that we'll have the full front. We'll see how it's going to be like before we join it together on the front. I'll be on the fabric. So you have this now, and you see the diamond shape that we have on the center front. So I hope you're able to get yours to be exactly like this. So after that, now we'll pack this aside and we'll go ahead to draft the back body. So we'll be starting from the shoulder line, then you go ahead to mark out all your vertical measurements. Don't forget, when you get to the waist, don't forget to put into consideration the difference that we have for the bust dart. So also it's going to be affecting the length also. So from the waist you can just step down by 5 inches. So once you are done with that, now you go ahead and extend out the line so that you can start imputing the necessary measurement. On the shoulder line, you'll be making your shoulder divided by 2, and also on the chest line you connect both points together. So you connect your shoulder slope step one by one and connect it to 3 inches neck waist, as seen like this. So on the bust line, you are going to be imputing your back bust measurement. You impute your back bust measurement. I'm using bust allocation method, so my front and back bust are different. Then the waist measurement. So for these bodies now, it's not going to be having any darts at the back because of the shape of the allocation method I used. So on the hip line, your hip divided by 4, then you go ahead and connect all of the lines together like this. On the hem of the top, you step up by 1 like we did and just blend it together. So I use the side front to compare the sides so as to make sure that they are all equal. So for the neckline of the back, you can decide to go for this straight neck, but I decided to just step that by 1.5 inch to have a slant neckline for the back also. So I connected it like this. So it's going to be having lacing at the back. I used 2 inches to cut out for the lacing at the back, so I joined the lines together. So this part now will be cutting it out. If you are using zip, there's no need to cut out anything. So don't forget to always label your pattern in order not to misplace it when you want to cut out on your fabric. So then I went ahead to cut out the back bodice. So I have these 2 pieces for my back. I also cut it on fold. So I have this here, and I also go ahead to label it on both sides. So we're bringing in the front pattern so as to compare all of these together. So this is what the patterns are looking like, both front and the back pattern. So if you're able to get this now, you can go ahead and cut it out on your fabric and add all the necessary allowances. So since I'm only going to be doing the pattern drafting tutorial, so I decided to just tape all of the pieces together. Is the reason why I cut all of my patterns on fold. So I taped them together so as to show you the results of what it will look like. You can see the bust area now that it's showing even without caging or bust padding or anything. So you see the center front I said, so you can extend yours down a little bit, or if you decide to just leave it like this, it is actually perfect. You can go ahead and use this pattern like this. So thank you for joining us in our class today. I hope you're able to learn something new. If this video has been helpful, comment, share, and also like the tutorial. So for this center part here, I use brown paper, so you'll be using your skin tone net for that part, and you can see the scallop neck. So just add necessary allowance and cut it out on your fabric. So thank you for joining us once again, and we'll see you in the next class.